I'm enjoying this. This is fun. I mean, it's fun not knowing who's coming up next. It's really amazing. I haven't, it's you never know what's going to be on the other side of the line. Let's see who's next. Welcome to the program.
I can't believe you're leaving. I just can't believe this. All the years that I've known you and the things you've done and the shows you and I have had together, and most of all, the prediction that you made in Super Bowl 25, what was going to happen. Michael, O.J. Anderson, what's up, buddy?
O.J., how are you? What's going on?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Well, this is Otis Jerome, the MVP of that Super Bowl. So welcome, Otis. How are things these days?
Mike, I can't complain. I'm blessed. I'm just elated to know that I've known a man of your caliber for a long time, and I just appreciate who you are and what you've done for me in my career, and the relationship that you have had with me and my coach, Bill.
Well, listen, Otis and I have had a very good relationship. We've done a million events together. He's great doing events in person. If you ever needed someone who will take over your audience, grab OJ for doing it. He's unbelievable, and he had a great career. First is about a 195-pound back with the Cardinals, and then about a 245-pound back with the Giants, and give or take a pound or two. But got those big yardage, that big back, and came over and led the Giants. Bill Parcells wanted a big back. He had his big back. He got him, and he won a second Super Bowl with him. And that's a very warm moment, especially in this Giant season, OJ. So it's nice to talk to you as always, and you and I have been good friends for a long time, so it's nice of you to call today.
Well, Mike, I appreciate it. I wouldn't miss the opportunity to be part of your list of guys who you have done a lot of good things for us, so I really appreciate you, as I said before, and you just enjoy whatever you decide to do from this day forward. You always know you got a friend here at the 24, a.k.a. 32, but always a friend. Appreciate you, Mike.
Thank you very much, Otis, very much. Otis Jerome Anderson, a terrific guy. And, again, as I said, there's not a lot of there's not that many players you're close to, especially me, more coaches. They've been more my age than some of the other players, especially in recent years. But Otis and I always had a very, very good relationship, and he had a really terrific career. If you go back to his early years in the league, he was terrific. He had some great years when he first came in the league. I mean, he was a tremendous back. And then later on, as he started to slow down, got a little bigger, he learned how to be a guy who could run inside and be the power back who could, do the things that the Giants wanted him to do. They traded for him, and he won him a Super Bowl, and he won himself a Super Bowl MVP, as we all know. And what was one of the great games, you think about the great moments of the 30 years that I've been here. That Super Bowl against the Bills, that whole year, it was such a crazy time. I remember Dog and I going to San Francisco for the championship game, and we were in the press box, and George Young and Wellington Mara was sitting about as far away from us as Mark is right here. And we were watching the end as the players were warming up before the Giant Niner game. We were all watching the end of the Buffalo Oakland AFC Championship game, and Buffalo is killing them. They're beating them. They finally beat them 51-3. So we're saying, look, I mean, is anybody going to be able to slow down this Bills team? Well, the Giants and the Niners, who had played a crazy game in December on Monday night that the Giants lost. Remember, the Giants lost to the Eagles, first lost that year. Then they lost to the Niners when they couldn't get in the end zone in that really tough physical Monday night game. And from then, Giants win that game, get the fumble, win the game, and then set up the trip back across the country to Tampa and get ready for the Super Bowl. And they were a big underdog against the Bills and wind up winning that Super Bowl, obviously, on the wide right field goal attempt. So that was really a wonderful, wonderful moment. It really was. Look at this. He can't even get down the stairs. I mean, watching Benigno, why am I leaving? You're the one that should be retiring. Look at you, can't even get down the stairs. That's it. Let me get a guess before I see Evan and Joe come in here. I see Willie Randolph come in. All right, let's get one more on the phone. Before. Who's this?
Hello? 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 Is this the big guy? Is this the big guy?
I don't know that voice. Who is this?
49-13, I predicted that score.
Yes, you did.
49-13, baby.
The Mad Dog is with us, folks. Christopher Russo. Welcome.
How you doing?
I'm
How you
well.
doing?
Welcome. How are you? I just talked to O.J. Anderson. I see Willie Randolph's here. Joe and Evan are here. So it's an old party here right now. What are you up to? How's everything?
You deserve it, boy. You deserve it. The hell with me. This is not about me and breaking down Giancarlo Stanton of the Yankees. This is about you.
How mad are you? We didn't go to the Giants.
Oh, I know. Jeez, the Giants. I tell you right now, I heard you on Sunday. You're right. I don't like this for the Yankees. I think this is bad karma. They don't need him. I tell you, I wasn't in love with it. I'll be honest with you. You felt the same way, right?
I did, absolutely. I actually did. You know, I would have taken Machado next year, but I think right now this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's going to make a lot of changes. They got to do a lot of things. They got to move, upset Judge. They got to do a lot of different things. Plus, you don't know if he's going to be a great influence in that locker room with all these guys coming in here making $300 million.
100%. Well, the hell with that. You and I are usually on the same page. How does it feel?
Yes.
You have essentially another 9 hours of radio in your life here at WFAN. You are retiring, at least for the moment, after a 30-year run. I'm not interested in me. I'm interested in you. How do you feel?
Well, you know what? I'm just going through it. Today's wild. All the people just calling in. It's unbelievable not knowing who's on the other end of the phone. Dick Ebersol called already. I haven't spoken to Dick Ebersol in years.
Wow.
So Nance to Dan Patrick, and now obviously. So listen, I got a couple hours left, and then I'm going to need somewhere to yell. So I might have to call you up and come on and yell a little bit. Just so
you can do more than you can do more than call me up. That's it, baby.
You've been spreading these rumors for months. They're not true. Would you tell the people it's not true?
No, it is not. I will say that we had Mike. We thought signed a deal 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday, in the great Sirius XM. But it sounds like Phil Simmons came into the picture for crying out loud. I'm not sure where we stand, but Mike has got a seat there anytime he wants. How do you feel though? Is this a weird feeling here after 30 days?
It will be. This is a fun show today with everybody calling in. I'm sure tomorrow will be a little different, but I did Imus this morning. He's coming on later, so we were reminiscing this morning. So it's fun to do it, obviously, and having all these people come through the show today, and we're going to have a million guests, and I don't even know who they are, so it's fun as everyone just calls in and says hello. So
everybody has asked
you
me.
had to do that, so we didn't know what time you were going to call, so we had to get you in here. Luckily we got you out in the first hour, so because later in the show you'd ruin the ratings, so we wanted to get you in early.
Hello, listen, doesn't sound like you need much help with the ratings. And also everybody has been asking me, will Mike shed a tear? Because obviously the Tony Russo moment back in 2008 is an all-timer, because you were upset that day when I left and Tony called. Do you see yourself between now and tomorrow at 6:30 shedding a tear?
I don't know. My wife's been asking me about that all the time. She's like, "Are you going to cry?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Really don't know how I'm going to get hit here." The one with your father was, I think, the toughest moment I ever had on the air. That was unbelievable because he was amazing that day, and that was a very emotional day anyway. So I've been watching. Susan Waldman texts me that she's been crying for days listening to the show. My wife's been crying. Every time she listens to the show now, she gets sentimental because she's always been sentimental and she loves to listen. She cried for 2 weeks when you left. So
I know that.
She's going to cry now. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I have to see how it works out. But maybe, I don't know. I'll try and keep it together. I got to finish the show. I got to get out of there finishing the show. I don't want to give them a tape they can use for the rest of my life of me, acting like Mike Schmidt.
That's Mike Schmidt, who was crying his eyes out.
I mean, he's still hearing that tape now for the rest of his life. I mean,
Hey, listen, no. If anybody deserves to shed a tear, it's you. I know that's not your personality, but if anybody deserves to shed a tear, it's you. 3 decades. Let me hear your take on being on the air for 3 decades.
Listen, you know what? I would have taken 10 years when we started. I would have taken, when we first started, I would have taken 10 minutes, as a matter of fact,
Exactly.
But you know what? We had great years together, and who knows what the future's going to bring. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll come visit you one of these days, and we'll chat.
Well, Monday. How about if I leave the 405 slot open on Monday?
You got it.
We'll break down Panthers, Packers. You and me, baby.
Pats and Steelers, Monday, 4:05.
There you go, Mikey boy. Hey,
take care, Doug. Thanks for coming on.
More than you. Keep it on.
Thank you. All right, Christopher Russo, everybody. We'll be back. I got a break. We'll be back right after this.